not very much on pages, but so a lot of this book that's kind of a invention of forms, not received forms, but invention of forms, and trying to see what can happen in that form. And I will read all of the title poem of this book, Hopeful Buildings. Hopeful Buildings with all these hopeful buildings on the cover that my wife drew, who's an artist. And the form going on in Hopeful Buildings is a kind of architecture of its own, 8-line sections, and the 8th line of each section is then echoed in the first line of the next section in a kind of homolinguistic translation. And I don't know if you know what homolinguistic translation is, but it's carrying the sounds across into other words. So the last line of the first section is no mana here provides dividends. And the first line of the next one is no money here defines evidence. And then the last line of the whole poem is not shy changes for mirth, a brother creates a loom. Whereas the first line of the whole poem kind of circles back is a sky hangs over the earth, another infiltrates the room. So hopeful buildings. The sky hangs over the earth, another inflates the room. Stormy weather unites tribal factions where nothing succeeds like oppress. Blocks bear letters, become site for architects' wordings. Chosen models by chosen leaders bear chosen delights. Selection involves subtraction, multiples divide. A fifth of beauty becomes drink for millions. No mana here provides dividends. No money here defines evidence. Starvation litters streets where once rodeo paraded. A horse is a horse, of course, unless, of course, the house is dead. No steersman provided. We learn elementary functions and cannot. Accepting dials are turned to proper channels, convince the powers that be not to be. Frightened children encourage vivid portrayals. What helps? Fighting kindred have courage, live in portals, not yelps. Unseen kitchens give eggs and vegetables. Tables turn themselves with some help from calendars. What day is it? Bicycles gain motors, fly without wings. One dreams on the street where she lives. In a family, she wears pants and father comes home or not. The pictures on the wall have come down, and none is the worse for wear, not this year. End one issue terse or fair. Know this mirror unites a sense of self to world, not spoken in code or surrendered to a father. Child waits for words no one teaches. Woman or some other kind of friend who reaches into a night and pulls out constellation, reconstitutes a dream with interchangeable parts. No person accepts a role that won't change to lead or follow. We move somewhere here, look out, gauge the light. See toothsome air, hear a shout of wind, oh change the night. Not every syllable contributes to plot, scent baffles, everything removed and still a sight stands, not denuded, not bombed. Restructuring follows, and is never finished, or has not yet begun to fight. Some enemies are known, their names signify signs. Friends hum in the wings of sound, angels survive avalanche. Shuffle the blocks and buildings, make a new sentence. Slow flow the clocks and stillness shakes a nuisance tense. Stand aside, she said, I'm scared of change, but see the need. So do we all, or live in a dry river bed, wait for flood. Monthly waters are models to live by, or make children wait for food. The end of the line changes the sense. We know that and little else, how to bake a loaf perhaps, or bite the bullet that feeds us. May the force mix strands with baked goods, ounces of tablespoons answer. Star switch ached moods, chances of able tunes after. Swear you won't tell me I'm mad, I'll read you lines. Lines of age, lines of change. Post office lines indicate a willingness to communicate, though alphabets in disarray provide opportunities to amass monies as well as goodwill. The blocks still stand, facades have changed to color. And what is wrong with that? Question and answer, fiddle with everything, and listen to music. Handle with airy ring, endless amusement. Shadows tell us not as much as mirrors divided into surface sense and sight's reflected glory. Take time to hear a story, listen for openings. Strategy aligns itself with witness, creates a mess, approaches message. Entry requires a door. But designers have options therein, make choices, not shy changes for mirth. A brother creates a loom. Thank you. I feel like everything I read flows into my work, and some of you might have recognized in that mess approaching message, that kind of famous line, Frank O'Hara, what he said about his poetry, that I'm trying to keep it somewhere between mess and message.